Carnival City Casino near Brakpan played host to the final round of the SA Off-Road Car Racing Championship presented by APSA for the third successive year. It was a disastrous end to the Carnival City Casino 400 for Voss and Griffith.
Yeah, we were following Hannes very closely, and he overshot and was so slippery on the right hand hip corner that he hit the brakes and we just put plates ready to.
Aren't you guys going?
The radiator punctured
It was a case of one down and one to go for Woolridge and Scholthammer as they passed the stricken Nissan and continued to increase their lead over Grobler and Leek. Rob Gurney was the Class B leader at this point, but the clutch master cylinder failed and he retired at the end of lap 2. Class D leaders Alfie Cox and Henny Testege had moved from 20th to 10th on the road, but the runner-up on the recent UAE Desert Challenge blotted his copybook when he mistimed this tricky section of the route. Not too much time lost there. The field was still tightly bunched, with crews jockeying for position. Mark Renier and Chris Birkin made short work of Francois Smith in the Class B Frannic and set about getting past Frikkie Botha and Melville Priest in the Pro Coat Jimco. All Renier's hard work almost came to naught with this overshoot. Schroeder and Peckham have not had the best of seasons in the Class E Team Ford Racing Ranger and can lay claim to only one class win on the Nissan Sugarbelt 400. Former special vehicle champions and winners of numerous Roof of Africa rallies, Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne, overdid it in the Class S leading Mototech Raceco. The spate punches didn't help matters either. 23 Class B vehicles entered the event and the competition was fiercer than ever. Henry Stein and Renier Jooster were on a charge in the Atlas Copco Bat, in which Clint Gibson and Mike Brown won the class on 3 successive occasions. Special Vehicle Championship leader Gil Nel certainly had the odds stacked against him and would have to pull out all the stops if he wanted to win the coveted title. Nell's consistency in the Look Africa Truggy has seen him win the Class B title 3 times in 5 years. Katsir Labiskafni and Johan Gerber were second in Class D in one of 4 GBS Racing Nissan hardbody pickups entered in the event, while the Van Reenen father and son combination were 5th in Class T in the DC Racing Nissan Toronto. There was a bit of confusion here, with neither the Van Reenens nor Arnold Pistorius and Jörg Stein knowing which way to go. Chris Visser and Jaapie Badenhorst were second in Class E in the 2002 championship-winning Toyota Hilux. Vodacom Sports prototype driver James Kennelly took advantage of Visser's mistake and set off in pursuit of the rest of the Class B field. Reineke and Houghton had dropped to 47th and were simply intent on getting back to the pits so that the Toyota could be repaired. Woolridge and Scholthammer were in the lead on corrected time after lap 1 and had over 2 minutes in hand over Grobler and Leek. The Ford Ranger hadn't missed a beat and the crew was in top form. Proudly South African Nissan pair, Grobler and Leek, were second overall in the production vehicle category and were not too happy that they had lost time to the Ford pair when they couldn't find the return route to the pits at Carnival City Casino. Mark Renier and Chris Birkin were third overall and the Class E leaders in the Castrol Toyota Hilux 2.7i. Class D leaders Alfie Cox and Henny Tersteege were fourth overall in the Arnold Chatz Cars Nissan Hardbody. They already had 2 class wins from 2 finishes and a third was within their grasp. Richard Carolyn and Carnival City Casino GM Rod Walker started 52nd and had worked their way up to 5th overall and 3rd in Class T in the Atlas Copco Chicago pneumatic Jeep. Father and son, Cliff and Louis Weitgeld, in the N1 4x4 Toyota Land Cruiser, who were 12th overall and 3rd in Class D on corrected time, were chasing them hard. And so too were Chris Visser and Jaapie Badenhorst in the 6th place Toyota Hilux, which won last year's Class E championship. Castrol Toyota crew Cassie Kutsia and Uki Fourie were 7th overall and 3rd in Class E, while Kutsia Labuskagni and Johan Gerber were 11th overall and 2nd in Class D in the GBS Racing Nissan Hardbody. The battle continued to rage in the special vehicle category with Class A championship leaders Gerald Mandel and Billy Bond in the prolonged bat in the lead after lap 1. Diamond prospectors Lawrence and Gerard du Plessis were 2nd overall and in Class A in the Mobile Jimco and 58 seconds adrift of the leaders, but only 9 seconds ahead of Mark Corbett and Jason Brouwer in the Audi V8-powered Century Property Development bat. The Toyota Dealer 400 winner was 17 seconds ahead of early race leaders Gary Berthold and Brandon Harkes in the adrenalized Corporate Entertainment bat. Brothers Glenn and Warren Klaassen were 7th overall and the Class B leaders in the Radflow Zarco Light, while Nardus Alberts and Colin Hunter held down 8th and the Class S lead in the Rapsa Raceco. Gil Nell's only concern was to finish in the points and win the Special Vehicle Drivers' Championship in his ultra-reliable Look Africa Truggy. But he had reigning Class B champions Taylor and the Shillane in the Rollerbuck Racing JRE, who were only 26 seconds behind, breathing down his neck. Schilling and Thorne were slowed by a puncture but still going strong and were 2nd in Class S in the Nissan V6-powered Mototech Raceco. Class S Drivers' Championship leader Nick Gosler and Warren Bowie in the O'Hagan's Kopanong Hotel Super Team Raceco were 3rd in Class S and didn't even have to finish to secure the title in his debut year. 400 and Oven Fresh Biscuits 500 winners Atang Makhegenene and Mike Stangel's race came to an early end.
And it's missing now too, it's running out of juice already here. Rather be stuck here than be stuck in the field.
We run into alternator problems. Batteries are not charging, we're not getting power, and for the past 20 minutes, and we decided to stop here at the road crossing to see if we can solve the problem. But it doesn't look like we're getting any luck. So we decided to pull out.
All right, let's go.
It was a sad end to a frustrating season in which they only completed 2 of the 8 races, which they happened to win. The Carnival City Casino 400 provided spectators with ample opportunities to see the action, and companies such as championship sponsor ABSA took full advantage of these opportunities to entertain a number of guests. Grobler and Leek never failed to please the fans. Despite being the first vehicle on the road, they were actually 6th in the overall standings and 2nd in the production vehicle category. The same applied to Berthold and Harkes. They may have been the first special vehicle on the road, but were in fact 2nd overall and trailing new leaders Lawrence and Gerard du Plessis by just over a minute. Corbett and Brouwer were 3rd overall in the special vehicle category and had the du Plessis brothers closing in fast. Production vehicle category leaders Neil Woolridge and Ken Schulthammer maintained the gap between themselves and the surviving Class T Nissan of Grobler and Leek. The Team Ford Racing Ranger was standing up well to the punishment on an event that had already claimed almost 50% of the field on lap 1. Mundell and Bond had dropped back down the field after a rear brake caliper on the prolonged bat broke off, forcing them to complete lap 2 with only front brakes. Toyota Dealer 400 runner-up Clint Gibson and Mike Brown were 4th overall in the Presidium Financial Services bat, but 20 minutes down on the leaders after picking up the puncture. There was no stopping Nardus Alberts and Colin Hunter, who were the runaway leaders in Class S and 9th overall in the Rapsar race code. Mark Renier and Chris Birkin were on a charge in the Castrol Toyota Hilux 2.7i and, barring any problems, had Class E in the bag. There was also a strong likelihood of another podium finish for the reigning Rotax Max World Karting Champion. Cox and Terstegen continued their charge and were 4th overall and 1st in Class D. But their luck would finally run out when the engine in the Arnold Chatz car's Nissan Hardbody cried enough. Husband and wife Gay and Caroline Jooste were 6th overall in the Atlas Copco Sandmaster in only their 2nd national championship race. The Klaassen brothers had relinquished the Class B lead to reigning Class B champions Marcus Taylor and Mark de Chalane in the Rollerbuck Racing JRE, who were now just over a minute ahead of Giel Nel.
As soon as the heli lands, you must start walking.
APSA guests enjoyed a bird's eye view of the racing action. Kane Farmers, Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham were having a good run in the 2nd place Class E Team Ford Racing Ranger, but it would all come to an end 30 kilometers later when the clutch failed. Brothers Hamish and Alistair Stubbs were well placed in the Class B Fence Erect Viper, built by off-road veteran George Horn. Unfortunately, they were unable to complete the event. Class D contenders Labuschagne and Gerber were 2nd in class and had teammates Hein Grobler and Gerard Prinsloo closing in fast in their GBS Racing Nissan Hardbody. Off-road racing is a family affair, and Mark Corbett's father, Ernest, also competes in a Class B bat. He and Warwick Goosen were handily placed in the special vehicle category. The Jeep, with Scott Abraham now at the wheel and Carolyn in the navigator seat, was 7th overall in the production vehicle category and 3rd in Class T, but this left rear puncture could cost them dearly. The wheel spanner on board did not fit the wheel nuts, and they lost 40 minutes trying whatever means at their disposal to get the wheel off. Reinecker and Houghton stopped in the pits after lap 1 to have the rear differential repaired and were now back in the race and making their way through the field. Roy Slubber and Gerard Victor needed a little nudge to get them to move over for the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser. Problems for Grobler and Leek in the proudly South African Nissan Hardbody.
It was kort. Ek wou net sê sporty hoe dit. We've shared some bolts on the steering rack, about 50 kilos back, and there was only one bolt holding it up to here, and then the last one broke on a jump here, so we just stopped to have a look and we decided to pull out.
We certainly had better days, that's for sure, but after 14 straight victories on the trot, you know, I think the party's got to come to an end, and today was where it was going to be.
The battle for the overall lead in the special vehicle category continued unabated.